Bill O'Reilly here, Monday, November 7, 2022. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening today in America. President Biden accusing Twitter of spewing conspiracy theories. Pollsters at NBC give Democrats the midterm vote advantage. Florida bans transgender surgeries for minors. New report ranks the worst airports for holiday travel. Also, I had an honest look at lies. But first, the president accusing Twitter of undermining democracy. Said Mr. Biden, quote, Elon Musk goes out and buys an outfit that spews lies all across the world. There are no editors anymore. How do we expect kids to be able to understand what is at stake, unquote? Mr. Musk took control of Twitter last month, and Mr. Biden is correct. He needs to clean up that sewer. A survey from NBC News finds Democrats hold a 1-point lead on the generic congressional ballot. Voters were asked, which party do you want to control Congress after the election? 48%, according to NBC, back the Democrats, 47 Republicans. The same poll shows 72% of Americans think the country's moving in the wrong direction, so that poll makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I'll have more on this after the vote tomorrow. We'll analyze all of the media on Wednesday. Florida's medical board banning transgender surgeries and hormone drugs for minors. The number of children undergoing gender transitions in Florida went from less than 100 in 2015 to 250 so far this year. Governor DeSantis is calling for new laws that would hold doctors and therapists legally responsible for some treatments. Said DeSantis, quote, from a healthcare perspective, you cannot just go ahead and disfigure 12-year-olds, unquote. A report from the Travel Channel lists the worst airports for the holidays. The hubs are ranked by flight delays, cancellations, food options, ticket prices. Here they are: O'Hare Airport in Chicago, Boston's Logan, San Francisco International, New York's LaGuardia. The most unpleasant place for the fifth year in a row, Newark International. In a moment, the truth about lies. Right back. Inflation at its highest level in 40 years and interest rates are skyrocketing, as you know. Market experts like Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, predicting recession. So to protect your future, do what I did. Call the only precious metal dealers I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. You can get started with a short phone call. They will place physical gold and silver right at your door or inside your IRA or 401k. They are the highest rated firm in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and thousands of satisfied clients. Please tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. Don't wait. You can call them now. 877-444-GOLD. 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. Remember the Eagles song, Lion Eyes? Quote, you can't hide your lion eyes, and your smile's a thin disguise. Well, today in the USA, there's an awful lot of political lying going on. Pity the fool, whose vote remains undecided, as Mr. T might say. Surely all Americans understand the pain President Biden has brought. Even those who are standing by their man cannot deny it. A recent CBS poll says 79% believe America is out of control. However, if that survey were taken only among CBS News personnel, the number might be about 10%. Liberal voters know things are not going well, but nothing is worse than supporting the big lie. To them, inflation, violent crime, open borders, energy dependence, woke incoherence, and massive federal spending all pale beside the giant deception: Donald Trump's belief that the 2020 election was stolen from him. Nothing else matters except punishing that belief and the deniers who encouraged January 6th. Liz Cheney is the poster person for this voting bloc. My question is, how many routine lies add up to the big lie? I'd like to see a reality show on this topic hosted by Stephen Colbert, who never met a left-wing deception he did not embrace. The audience could vote electronically about which falsehoods are the most pernicious. Now, last week, President Biden said America has a low inflation rate compared to most developed countries. Tremendous whopper. On the No Spin News, my TV broadcast, I reeled off about 20 countries not as bad off inflation-wise as we are. A few hours later, the White House posted a statement on its website saying President Biden is responsible for the 8.5% Social Security payout rise. Elon Musk on Twitter immediately raised his flag, saying, hey, that's a lie and everybody knows it, because the only reason Social Security payments are going up is inflation, not anything Mr. Biden is doing to combat inflation, because he's not doing anything. The White House took down the post. By the way, the president also said Republicans want to dismantle Social Security and Medicare. Any backup for that statement? No. The Biden administration purports the southern border is secure. The Mexican drug cartels agree and send their best to the American Jefe. Finally, the Biden administration says violent crime is worse in areas controlled by Republicans. Whereupon Governor Hochul, Mayor Lightfoot, and the entire populations of San Francisco and Los Angeles put out a one-word text. Really? I'm Bill O'Reilly, and I approve that message. If you'd like more honest news analysis, please visit BillO'Reilly.com, and we hope you do. And also, please consider my new book, Killing the Legends. In a moment, something you might not know.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention Marines, military personnel, families, and contractors who were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune between August 1953 and December of 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. For nearly 34 years, those in the Marine Corps' base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve, but passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file lawsuits seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. Call today for your free consultation. 800-484-3231. Let our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call 800-484-3231. That's 800-484-3231. Again, 800-484-3231.
Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 22 years ago today, the presidential election ended with a stalemate because Al Gore and George W. Bush did not have enough electoral votes to win the presidency. So the election dragged on for another 5 weeks, including one recount, 2 concession speeches, and a historic Supreme Court decision. Here is the story. On November 7th in the year 2000, the networks called the state of Florida for Mr. Gore. A few hours later, they took it back, declaring Bush the winner. Later that evening, Mr. Gore called Mr. Bush to concede. News agencies reversed the decision again. The vice president reversed his concession. Chaos ensued. The razor-tight margin in Florida then triggered a mandatory recount. Machines rejected thousands of ballots because voters did not fully puncture the mark next to the candidate's name. That was called the hanging chad. 3 weeks later, Florida's Republican Secretary of State declared George Bush the winner by just 500 votes, a margin of 0.009%. The Democratic Party moved to block the Florida certification, and the situation went to the Supreme Court. Now, a presidential candidate needs 270 votes to become the commander-in-chief. Neither candidate, again, had that. But after the Supreme Court stepped in on December 12th, in a landmark decision, 5 of the 9 justices rejected any further Florida recounts, ending Al Gore's quest to the White House. The final tally, Bush 271, Gore 266. The vice president, Gore, acknowledged his defeat the following day. On January 6, 2001, Al Gore officially ended the election saying, quote, "May God bless our new president and new vice president, and may God bless the United States of America." A very classy thing to do. Back after this.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-925-7584 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-925-7584. That's 800-925-7584. What do you have to lose? Call 800-925-7584. Again, 800-925-7584.
Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.